We are starting that recording right now and able to make sure that you get a lot of good information on there. And some logistics we want to mention for those of you who are joining us live. On the left or on the right side of your screen, you see live chat. Please put your questions in there. If you have some, put them in there. We'll look forward to it. And we're going to open up the door. We're going to unlock the seats in a moment, and we're going to be able to look at questions that you have, and you'll be able to come on the screen. Now, if you do, make sure you got a good webcam, preferably an external microphone. But if you've got a laptop with a reasonably good mic, we can probably bring you on. We'd love to give that a shot and see if we can do that. And if you do have questions, as Frank Clark Coach is telling us, you type the /Q, and then you can highlight your question. That is correct. You've been around Blab a few times yourself there, Frank Clark Coach, and we appreciate that. Well, what I want to do right now is, as we get started here, is Greg, have you tell us a little bit, first of all, what's coming up at FreedomFest? We know that we're going to have the PitchTank, and it's got some people that are incredible, several well-known, and you're going to be helping us with that. Tell us what's in store for us at FreedomFest, who's going to be involved, and the benefits that people in the audience will get from that.
Well, you think about the success of the Shark Tank TV show, and we got involved with it, and we actually bought the domain sharktanktvshow.com in season 1 because I kind of thought it was going to be a big hit. And now here, I think we're in season 7 or season 8 now, and it is a big hit. Reruns are running all over the place, and it's cool because it's educating not only the entrepreneur and the average person, but it's also educating high net worth investors. And, there's a lot of people sitting around going, I want to invest in that deal. I'd invest in that deal. And there's entrepreneurs that start to understand, how to pitch and what valuations are and these kinds of things. So what we've done is well, I guess I can back up just a little bit. So I'm fortunate and blessed that I was able to meet Kevin Harrington, who was one of the original sharks on Shark Tank in season 1. And we were speaking at the same event. We met in the green room. He's like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm Angel Investors Network. And we befriended each other. He became one of our investors and eventually one of our business partners. And so him and I have done this a number of times where we've either participated in or organized as investors these live Shark Tank type things where entrepreneurs get a pitch and we critique them. We talk about getting in the, investing in them, that kind of stuff. So being involved with the Freedom Fest for years and recognizing there's a lot of high net worth investors there, a lot of investors at the show, and people that really believe in free enterprise, believe in capitalism. Mark said, man, we need to do this. And so we said, let's do the PitchTank, right? Mm-hmm. So we created the PitchTank.com, put together the strategy. And right now we have on the panel, so right now we have Steve Forbes from Forbes magazine. We have Kevin Harrington, who I just referenced, original shark on Shark Tank. And he also is an infomercial king. He did $4 billion of sales of infomercials. Incredible.
$4 billion. Wow.
Yeah. He actually invented the infomercial.
We call that serious money, Greg.
Exactly. Then we have John McKay, and John McKay was the founder of Whole Foods. He's on the panel. And then we have another gentleman named Bernd Ullman, and Bernd Ullman is currently the CEO of Star Branding, and Star Branding is a joint venture partnership with Tommy Hilfiger and Bernd and Andy Hilfiger, and they're in the branding and apparel industry, and his clients are like Jennifer Lopez, Adam Levine, Mark Anthony, Nicki Minaj, Steven Tyler, David Bowie. I mean, literally the biggest celebrities in the world. And then we have a fifth spot, which is our mystery guest. And all I can tell you is it's going to be a very, very powerful woman. And we wanted to have a woman represented on the panel. And I'll be moderating this. And we will have 5 people that get to present to thousands of investors live on stage their pitch with the hopes to raise their money they need for their dream.
Nice. Very nice. And so what do they need to do to become one of those 5?
Well, so we're doing a process. So at the pitchtank.com, you have to apply. And myself and a few other investors on my team, we are going through the applications, and we will choose 20 entrepreneurs, not necessarily startups. They can be early stage, they can be post-revenue, pre-revenue. The real prerequisite is you're looking for investors and you're worthy of investors, right? And that's something we could talk a little bit more about. And then those 20 will be invited to come to Freedom Fest, we're going to have Entrepreneur Marketplace. Each company will have an exhibitor area, and they will be able to be there for the entire event. So we're going to make sure that all of the investors and the whole audience of about 2,500 people know about this, and they'll be able to come by and visit the entrepreneurs. And then those 20 will do I don't know, we haven't got a cool name for it, but they're going to pitch myself and some other investors. And then out of those 20, we will evaluate 5, and those 5 will get to go on the main stage. But regardless, all 20 will get massive value. We'll coach them. We'll mentor them. There will be some bonus gifts and things for that nature for them. And we'll make sure that all the investors get to hear about them and get to come to meet them in the Entrepreneur Marketplace. But only 5 get to go on stage for a 5-minute pitch.
Yeah, Greg, I'm going to pause here. I'll pause you here for a moment. Think about this. Those of you who are watching this, to have people like that caliber with Steve Forbes of Forbes Magazine, a genius in business who sees a lot, giving you advice. John Mackey, he's founder of Whole Foods, and he's co-CEO right now. People like that. Kevin Harrington with Shark Tank, and you're going to be able to get really solid information. And those that are attending, one of the things I'm looking forward to, Greg, is that at FreedomFest, we always get a chance to really learn great content. As well as one of the great things about it is the people you get to meet, the geniuses that are there, the people that are really good, lovers of liberty lovers, I like to call them, that are there. And hey, there's a real high caliber of folk that are going to be there. So it's, I think, going to be an exceptional opportunity for people. But what I want to do now is we've got you here. You get a chance to see people all the time that are starting a business, entrepreneurs that are out there. It seems like in our world today, the idea of being an entrepreneur is in favor now more than ever. People are realizing that some of the larger institutions, some of the larger companies, we just don't want to do that. We want to do our own thing. And if you already have a business of your own, I think we can learn a lot. Tell us what you see in the real world right now, Greg, that is working, the kind of businesses, and more importantly, the kind of attitudes, the kind of principles that are working today that might not have worked just a few years ago.
Well, let me make a couple comments. So kind of saying what you said about the people, we coach entrepreneurs and small business all the time that one relationship can change your life, can double, triple, quadruple your business, take you to a whole nother level.
Yes.
But when you ask the question of what's working, we see probably 20 to 50 deals a day on a good day, and on a slow day, maybe 3 to 5.
Wow.
Of companies and entrepreneurs seeking investment capital. So I don't know that there was anything that's working today that wasn't working before, because I'm one of these old school guys that believes there are principles and there are philosophies that will get you there, and they're tried and true, and they've been around for centuries, right? Mm-hmm. And those are honesty, integrity, transparency, and really mindset. Right. So if you can pass those tests, you have high integrity, you're honest, you're transparent with where you're at, what you're going on, and you have the mindset of achievement and the mindset of learning and the mindset of knowledge, you can accomplish anything you want to accomplish. So those are just tried and true. And then again, I'll add on to that to me, the one thing that we look for and we coach that we think is paramount is marketing. I mean, yes. we're doing a function of marketing right now, right? To help promote the PitchTank, to help promote FreedomFest, our brands, us as individuals. This is a form of marketing, getting the word out there. Marketing is everything, right? And entrepreneurs who don't understand that, they don't stand a chance. So again, I always tell entrepreneurs, the only reason you don't have what you want to have is you don't know how to get it. So we want to help you learn the knowledge, learn the skills, make the relationships to get it. And once you learn how to get it, you make those relationships. That's just a matter of, taking one bite of the elephant at a time until you eat the whole elephant.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as we look at some of the, if we can find out maybe some specifics on the kind of things you see working, what have you advised some of the clients that you've worked with, even recently, that were nitty gritty, how to start getting their business into another light and to do much better?
Well, it's always about looking at their marketing. I mean, assuming they got a great product, assuming they got a team, assuming, and again, that's a big assumption because there's a lot of startups, a lot of people, they have an idea, they have a dream, they filed some patents, but they don't have a team. They're still working at a job. So, we see them from napkin stage to, hey, I'm already doing $2 million a year, $5 million a year, $10 million a year, and we want to grow. So the answer to that question is different for everybody. But we really look at the team. We look at systems. We look at processes. How do we make every business more efficient? How do we? And the other thing, where a lot of entrepreneurs they miss it is sequence, doing things out of sequence. And the other big thing that I could just go on and on. But the other one is that hits home a lot is delegation. Like an entrepreneurs are like birthed with this passion, and I'm like going to get it, and they're doers and they get it done, and they start to grow, and their team grows, and they continue to do everything, and they really they can't get out of their own way from a delegation standpoint, and then you become the doer to the delegator to the coach, right? To where now you have to coach and mentor your team, and you're not really doing anymore, and it's a very hard transition for a lot of entrepreneurs.
Yeah, well, it seems like a lot of times we'll hear entrepreneurs say, it's just easier for me to do it myself rather than take the time to train someone else to do it. And what do you say to someone who would look at you and say, I don't have time to train someone else. I'm just going to do it on my own?
Well, that is I say it to myself. I'm guilty. I do it a lot. So here's the reasoning that must go on in your brain is you need to take the time so you can have somebody else trained in that area, and you have to train them and coach them and mentor them and correct them, and then help them put those systems in place to automate it. So if something happened to them, the next person could step in and have a roadmap to do it efficiently. But that's going to give you the time to step aside. Now, again, one of the things I see people make the mistake of is they do take some time to train people, and they're training the wrong person, or they're training somebody that's not committed to being on the team long term. Again, I'm speaking to myself. Okay, I'm looking in the mirror. I'm guilty of this. I've taken enormous amount of times to train people, to coach them and mentor them, and 6 months later, they're not on the team, right? Bad investment of time. So you have to really look at it going, are they the right person? Do they have the right skill sets? And not even skill sets, because you can teach skill sets, but the right philosophy, the right mindset, the right maybe personality type for that kind of job? And are they committed to you for a long period of time? So like when I hire people, I make sure that I get a minimum commitment of 2 years, right? And I make them say that to me verbally and out loud, that you're committing 2 years in this position before they move on to a growth position. So, but that's my personal thing. But you think about that, and it's real important that they look at who they're hiring, the commitment of their hiring, their right skill sets, and then you got to take the time to do it. And then you'll watch over time, they'll pick it up, and they'll be one of your best assets.
Yeah, it makes sense. Well, now let me ask you about this. One of the trends we see today is using a lot of outsourcing services like Elance, like Upwork, formerly Odesk, and other wonderful services to tap into people. I'm doing that in my own business, tapping in there. What are your thoughts on tapping into those versus hiring people full time?
Is there a way to kick people out of this chat room?
There's probably a way to eliminate it. Well, why do you ask?
Well, you go take a look and you'll know why.
Oh, okay. I'll have to do this. Yeah, we'll take a look at it. Thank you. We will look at that. And there is a way. Yes.
Okay. So sorry, I got distracted as I was reading the comments and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Oh, sure. Well, thank you.
Okay. So what was your question again?
Oh, the idea of when we look at what's going on with services like Upwork and Elance and places like that we see a lot of people using those temporary people just for a specific assignment versus hiring someone full time. What are your thoughts when that would be appropriate and when it would not be?
Well, no, I love that. I love outsourcing. I've done a lot of it myself, and it's very efficient. It's very good. So again, it goes back to for any long-term position that needs to be strategic as part of your business and the success of your business. I believe that if you can, to bring them in-house down the hallway, have those team meetings, have that camaraderie, have that coaching, get that immediate feedback, it's great. Now, with certain situations, whether that be, social media marketing or doing certain things where there's a blueprint, there's 5 steps that need to be done, or a press release needs to be written and put out, you can outsource that effectively and efficiently. And what I like to coach too is every time you do something, you would document the steps. I mean, literally task by task by task by task. And then you keep that organized in your file folders. And then the next time you just pull out that task list, that checklist. It's like if I go camping, I'm a hang glider pilot. I love to fly hang gliders. And if I go hang gliding and camping, I have a checklist. I got to get this. I got to get my parachute. I got to get my Vario. I got to get my flashlights. I got to get this. I got to get the tent. I have the checklist. And I just pull up that checklist, boom, 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 boom. Now, do I create a checklist every single time I go camping? No, I created it. I keep it in with my bag. I pull it out and I do it. I want people to do that same type of thing with every facet of their business. It makes it more efficient, makes it run smoother. It allows you to really optimize where you're weak, and it allows you to transfer that knowledge to somebody else when you have somebody new on the team or somebody leaves the team and you need to transfer that knowledge to somebody else. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
I actually use a go ahead. I was going to say I use a website and a tool called BizPad, BIZPAD.com to do that. It's like a project and task management system, and you can store these tasks in templates and copy them and duplicate them for events, for PR marketing, for social media marketing, all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, one of the things I found that is useful, I'd love to get your comment on this, is I often recommend when I'm speaking and talking with others and coaching to use video so that way you can go through and tape and record the actual procedures. Here's how you do something. Here's how you do this either on screen or in the office for that. And that way, if you do it very carefully, making sure that you go for accuracy first and then momentum, now you've got a record of how to do a given task or how to do something. And then as you bring on new hires or there's a question and different people, you can say, hey, we've got that over there on our library. It's video number 3. Click on that. It'll show you exactly how to do it. What are your thoughts on a procedure like that, a technique like that?
No, I love that. And we do that. So we use BizPad. We create a project, it might be press release marketing. It's like, okay, write the press release. And then it's like, then you can make videos. I want you to go to this site, log in here, post it here. I want you to make sure that you get the title and the headline done like this. And you just make videos for each task. And I use Screencast in my Camtasia video recorder and record those record those up there to Screencast and put them in my project management system. So they're archived. They click on the link, pulls up, plays, and it's just a beautiful way to do it. Again, it's all part of systemizing your business.
Yeah, very good. Well, we're getting a few comments over here. And by the way, thank you very much for letting us know. Sometimes trolls will come on saying things that are not appropriate. And so we have taken care of them and they are gone. And thank you, Greg, for mentioning that. And for those of you that are on there, we're helping us on that as well. I think we've got Gina Carr helping us on some of that as well. So thanks to Gina for her help there. But some questions that we see coming in on there. I think there was some asking about the what we do. How do we win the 25K? I don't hear much talk about investment. What are your thoughts on that? How would you answer that?
Okay, so we're going to do the 20 investors. And to me, it's kind of like American Idol or The Voice or any one of these things. If you're chosen and you're given the opportunity to be one of the 20, you win because there'll be thousands of investors there. And if you have a good deal and you're worthy of money, whether you get on stage or not, and whether you win the contest or not, you should walk away with investors. I've been to this event a number of times. We've raised hundreds of thousands, probably maybe over $1 million at events with different, we've had other investors come in and invest in deals. So you will raise money at this event. So with that being said, the 5 that get on stage, they're going to give their pitch and presentation. And we haven't 100% nailed down exactly how we're going to pick the winner. But here's what we're looking at. There will be 5 judges that will get a vote. The Steve Forbes, the John Mackey, Bernd Ullman, Kevin Harrington, and the 5th mystery judge. They will have a vote in it. And then we're trying to figure out a way, an efficient, and I say efficient, I mean like a time efficient way to have the audience participate in the vote. So we'll have the judges have some weight, but then we want to have the audience have some weight, and then we'll announce that winner at the end of it. And that winner will get, we're getting sponsors for coaching, for mentoring. We're talking to attorneys for intellectual property, patent filings. So they're going to get a bunch of tools and things that entrepreneurs could use and need for their business as far as their $25,000 worth of prize. So it's not cash, it's not a cash prize. Unless one of our sponsors steps up and wants to donate that might happen as well. But I feel really, really confident in saying that, again, 20 worthy companies, 20 great deals, 5 get on stage. They're all going to have the opportunity to get investors. They all should walk away with investor commitments. And the 5 that get on stage have a little better chance because they're going to be up on stage pitching. But they're all going to walk away with investors and high level of interest from investors. And then when I say walk away, I mean that, you're going to be able to pitch them, give them information, talk to them. You got to be legally compliant. You got to have your documents in a row, which again precludes a lot of people. But now people do have time to get ready for that. And then, of course, investors are going to want to talk to their financial advisors, their attorneys, their accountants, maybe their spouse, maybe their business partner. But you will walk away with very, very high quality leads of people that want to invest in your deal.
Yeah, very good. And also, I think there's going to be a real benefit. I find always when I'm sitting in the audience and listening to someone making their pitch and then really smart people giving advice, I think I could use that in my business, be able to take that, maybe twist it just a little bit. But I think everyone that will be there that can do it, and many of us are entrepreneurs. We're out there working because we see the liberty and the freedom we get in that lifestyle. We're going to be able to learn from that as well. Well, one of the things I would love to do right now, Greg, if it's all right with you, is first of all, I'm going to mention Jeff Chatfield is there. We appreciate yours giving us thepitchtank.com. That's ThePitchTank, thepitchtank.com. No spaces in there. And that's where you can find out even more information on that. And I want to open up the seat. We've got a seat here so we can bring in someone, those of you that are watching this live and direct. If you would like to ask a question, and please keep it short and don't give us a long sermon. We want a short question that you can direct toward Greg or a way that I can help you. What you'll do is you'll just click on there to enter, and then we'll be able to click and see, make sure that you're well behaved, and we can bring you in. Although if you're not well behaved, then we always have that option to dismiss. But we would love to have you let us know. And also as we go through, you'll see that we can give props. That's something that's available in Blab. Greg, did you know about the props?
No, I didn't.
In your screen, you'll notice on the lower right side, do you see a couple little hands like this? And
yeah.
A number next to it. If you click on that, you'll be able to give props to people. Like, for instance, I'm giving you some props right now. I'm clicking, going, hey, that's a good one. It's kind of like I'm giving you an applause, saying I like what you're saying. And it's a nice way for people in the audience, if you like something particularly, that you can then say, hello, hey, good thumbs up. I like what you're doing, giving you props. If you want to do that.
I wanted. This is my first Blab, so I wanted to know that earlier. So let's have a contest, man. Okay, let's prop it up, people.
Yeah, let's go get those props going there.
That's awesome.
And by the way, anyone that comes on will be able to do the same thing. So if those of you that are on here, please come on and do it. And I see Frank Clark, coach, doing a lot. You have worked with Blab a little bit. You probably, if you wanted to come on, you're most welcome to do that. And we'll do it. Matter of fact, I think Gina Carr is out there as well. Gina, if you have any comments, you might want to bounce on as well. We got one person calling in here right now. And let's see, this is Frank Clark. There we are. Well, Frank, we're going to accept you and bring you on board. There we are. Welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you. Thanks for allowing me in. Nice to have you. A great topic. I love the concept of what you guys are doing. I think you're doing a fantastic job in setting up and structuring this event. So kudos to you. Well done.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And so I see you're Frank Clark, coach. Are you a coach?
Yeah, I'm a business consultant and coach. I work with entrepreneurs small businesses to help them scale and grow their business, work with the entrepreneurs to help them get through the vagaries of starting a company and getting your marketing straight, getting your legal compliance and so forth straight, and all the other kind of stuff. I'm also a serial entrepreneur, so I'm a real estate developer building a sports complex in Westchester County, and I'm a co-founder of a medical device company that's now publicly traded on NASDAQ. For which
excellent. So Westchester County, I'm assuming you're up in New York?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, very good. And I see you're a very good marketer because we see just casually over your left shoulder, there's something there about Startup Con Live. Yeah. Greg, did you notice that over his left shoulder that just happened to appear there? That is good. Well, Frank, what is your question you have for Greg, or how can we help you today?
Yeah, so I've been involved. So I've raised more than $50 million for my company. I've been in a lot of pitch fairs and so forth over the years. And I've been involved with different ones that have different levels of skill in terms of like the coaching and the mentorship. I was curious what you mentioned mentorship for the companies. What was that going to look like for the presenting companies? Do you have all your mentors lined up? Is it going to be involvement by the panel, or is it another set of professionals helping with that? Or is that just what you guys are doing?
Well, it's part of myself and my team. I have business partners that are on. Jeff was one of them that was kind of answering some of the stuff. And we're going to be there, and we're going to be doing what we can to mentor him and coach him at the event, giving him some advice. And we'll probably even do some webinars and hangouts prior to the event to coach people. Because, again, what is our job, right? Our job is to make this a wow event for the people in the audience, as well as a wow event for the entrepreneurs to walk away. I mean, again, it's kind of like you think of this. By the way. Yeah. You think of the Shark Tank, the actual TV show. They just don't take any company. You never see high tech, hard to understand companies on Shark Tank because they only have so much time to explain it on stage. And So there's certain things parameters you have to work within, and we want to provide a great experience for everybody at Freedom Fest, as well as the entrepreneurs. And we're also doing another event we can talk a little bit more about later, but called Angel Money Marketing Live, where we have our own event where we teach marketing. And one of the things that we focus on is marketing your investment opportunity. And you'll appreciate this, Frank, as a coach. I've never had an entrepreneur come to us and say, hey, can you give me some advice or help me market my investment opportunity, right? When in fact, that's what they need they have to have that mindset, right? They need to think about their investment opportunity as a marketing function, and especially with the new laws and now that we can do certain things, different things we couldn't do. It takes it to a different level when you understand you're marketing your investment opportunity to investors.
Yeah, very good. Well, Frank, thank you very much for joining us today. We appreciate having you on board, and come back and see us again some other time too.
Yeah, pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me. And if I can help in any way, I'd love to connect with you guys offline and see if there's stuff that we could do potentially together.
Yeah, that's
cool, like Frank.
That'll be maybe help you promote your event, have you on a blab. I'm a blab veteran. I do daily shows here, or weekly or daily shows on startups and entrepreneurship. So maybe I could have you guys come back on my show, talk about what you're doing, and present to an audience of entrepreneurs and investors.
Sounds
cool.
like
Hey,
a great idea.
Frank, email Jeff at angelnetwork.com and he'll set that up.
All right.
Thanks,
Perfect.
man.
Super, Frank. Thank you very much.
Yep. Bye-bye.
All right. And Greg, I just have to ask you, as someone who's worked with video before, the Google Hangouts, I know you do a lot with Webinar Jam that works with Google Hangouts and Skype and many other tools. What are your thoughts right now, just as you're experiencing Blab for the first time, with the props, the people coming on, all of those wonderful things? What are your thoughts on it?
No, I like it. It's cool technology. It's very cool, and I want to see how the replay looks and that kind of stuff. And I just said, hey, drop a link here and spice up your Blab. So I put the PitchTank link down there. And I'm not sure what that looks like to other people on the other end, but it's interesting. And I like over on the left-hand side, it says share the last 30 seconds. And I did that once, so it looks like you can tweet the last 30 seconds of the thing. So that's pretty cool as well. Yeah, that way you get a chance to connect with your your Twitter followers that are out there, and everyone on the Blab, this current Blab, can do it. And you'll see, by the way, some numbers up there in the upper left. You'll see right now we have a 90 and a 16. I mean, 16 people active right now, and 90 people have been able to experience this thus far. So those numbers keep going. It's kind of nice to let you see it. And I see we have a comment here from David Newman. Looks like the shared links want to use HTTP, so not loading. Hi, Terry. Hi, David. Well, good to have you on board. And David, if you wanted to, a friend of mine up in the Philadelphia area, a brilliant marketing coach. David, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to, if you're presentable right now. And if you're not presentable, well, we'll leave that up to your discretion there. And let's see, I think we got one from Coach Dell 22. A message to you, Greg. Yep, I see that. Hey, Coach. We were talking 3 or 4 days ago. Now, this is very cool. So let's talk about. I want to kind of, one of the things that I want to share, and again, I'm coming in and I'm reading a quote from Jim Rohn, and it's like, it said you can be taught marketing, you can be taught sales, you can be taught these different things, but you really got to work on your mindset. I think from an investor standpoint, you have to have that mindset ready. And you have to understand the mindset that investors want to have. So I think that's the biggest key that we really want to try to articulate to entrepreneurs is your mindset is not the mindset of an entrepreneur. And you got to start thinking like, how does an investor think? Like entrepreneurs think differently, and you got to think like how investors think. And so somebody asked me the other day, I was doing a piece for Inc.com, and they're like, well, what's the number one mistake that all entrepreneurs make? I'm like, oh, they talk too much. Every single one of them. They talk too much. They just blab, 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 blab. And it's funny now we're doing a blab because I'm always talking about blab, 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 blab. You shut up, ask questions, let the investors give you the feedback, and be very succinct about your answers. But hey, David.
Hey there, Greg. Great to meet you. And of course, the amazing and awesome Terry Brock. You are talking to two of the wrong guys if you want us to be quiet.
Yeah, that's right. David is a fellow professional speaker. He is one of the tops that we have in the industry, based in Philadelphia, and can help you out with @DNewman is his Twitter handle. Giving you a few little props that way, David. So what can we do to help you out today?
Well, I just saw, here's the deal. I see the name Terry Brock, and I got to jump in. I have no idea what you guys are talking about. I have no idea what the topic is, but two smart guys talking. I thought I'd pop in and say hi and give you some love and support.
Well, we appreciate that. But since we're talking about entrepreneurship and marketing, David, I'm not going to let you get away without giving us maybe a really short, very, very short tip on what you see working in marketing today for entrepreneurs as you deal with them, David.
Well, I think, we're living in an attention economy, and that's what platforms like Blab are all about. Blab, Facebook Live, all the whole, live streaming, live video. So what that means to me, and the advice I'm giving to my clients and audiences is, first we have to earn their attention, and then, and only then, do we get to earn their money. And one of the best ways to earn attention, it's not with your products and your services and your features and your benefits and your pitch deck and any of this other stuff. It's about who's behind the company. It's about the face and the voice of that CEO, the face and the voice of that brand, the face and the voice, because we're humanizing business these days. And it's not about, slick website and, great presentation. And it's really about this. And so if you look at, Terry and Greg and me and the folks that are coming in here, we all have our personality, but it's probably our number one under-potentialized asset.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, very cool.
Thank you. Very good. Well, hey, thank you very much for being with us.
Well, let me ask a question to him. So you're in the marketing world and you deal with early stage companies, I would assume, from time to time, and maybe small businesses doing $1 million to $5 million, but they need expansion capital.
Small and micro. So a lot of my audience is solopreneurs, authors, consultants, experts, and speakers. But go ahead and throw the question out anyway, because even if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll have a great answer.
Well, it goes back to me making claims and then me trying to substantiate the claim in a public forum. And I've never met David before, so I hopefully my claim will be substantiated. But I make the claim all the time that companies seeking investment capital don't think of their offering, their investment opportunity, as a marketing function. Have you ever had anybody come to you and talk to you about helping you market their investment opportunity?
Wow.
Because I make the claim all the time, we're the only company in the country doing it.
I think every single touch point in the marketplace, this is my bias, I think every single touch point in the marketplace is a marketing opportunity. From your invoices to your unsubscribe message to all the mundane, from the sublime, like what you're talking about, Greg, all the way to the very mundane little microscopic things. Everything that we do that's in a customer facing or investor facing universe is marketing. The weight of the paper, in your proposal. Is it cheap 20-pound Staples paper, or do people pick it up and go, wow, yeah, no, these guys are serious? Why? Because it's 35-pound paper, has a nice little texture to it. So literally, it could be uniqueness. It could be, hey, we're the only guys doing this. But it really permeates everything that you do. So the good news is everything is a marketing opportunity. And the scary thing is everything is a marketing opportunity.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Well, that's what I always say. Marketing is everything. But I'm not sure you answered my question.
Probably not. It's
marketing is...
Come on.
Marketing
you ask a question. I say what I want to say.
What are you running for office here? What are you doing here? No, we all know marketing is everything. No, I'm trying to get at this idea that entrepreneurs need to be thinking about their fundraising activities, their investment opportunity as a function of marketing.
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
They always come to us, go, give me money, invest my deal, give me money. I'm like, okay, well, what are you doing? And like, how are you marketing this? What's your sequence? What's your messaging? Who's your ideal investor? What does he look like? What's his profile?
Totally right.
And no one does this.
Totally right. No one does this?
I've never met a marketing guy that does it. Never.
Oh my God.
And I'm in marketing.
Interesting.
Have you ever helped anyone market their investment opportunity?
Well, so, I think Terry and I are in the National Speakers Association. One of our members does a lot of this kind of pitch coaching, and she's a very, very bright, very, very smart woman, Sam Horn. I think Sam Horn will tell you that every investor meeting, every pitch is totally wrapped in and around marketing mindset, marketing activity, marketing effectiveness, that it's
Absolutely.
not a transaction. It's really a marketing conversation. We're not talking about financial. People think it's a financial proposal. It is not. You're totally right. It is a marketing, as far as marketing attractiveness and marketing effectiveness. And Sam is top notch in getting people in shape to have that conversation with potential investors.
Yeah, and one of the things I've noticed
Yeah.
from Sam, and what really works, and Greg, correct me if I'm wrong, it's always looking at it from the other person's point of view. That's the key. How can we help them, their investors, so that they will know this is a credible product? We've done our research. We've done the study of who the market will be, because this is how we will benefit you. And I think if we start doing that, the old thing of, if you see WIIFM on everyone's forehead, what's in it for me? Try to look at and target how you can help that other person. Seems like it's a little bit better. Greg, what are your thoughts on that from your experience?
Well, you're absolutely right, but I want to even back it up one step further than that. So again, as a marketing coach, as a marketing expert, right? So when we're going to market a product or service, what do? We first research our market, right? And we start to identify, hey, we're selling dresses, so let's not market to men. Right. And we're selling. And so you start to profile. So the same thing with an investment opportunity. I need to raise capital. I need $500,000. I need $1 million. I need $2 million. Okay. Who is my ideal investor? Right. Is it an angel investor? Is it a VC? Is it a high net worth investor? Is it a joint venture partner, a manufacturing partner? Who is that? Right. And start to profile the age, the gender, the psychographics of them, all these different things, because that then dictates the method of the marketing. Am I doing a pitch deck? Am I doing a business plan? Do you realize that there's investors? And if you're in Silicon Valley, they want to see pitch decks, but if you're in the Midwest, they want to see a business plan.
Yeah,
right?
how about
so
that?
if you don't know these things, you're shooting yourself in the foot. And that's your thing with investors. We don't give you second chances. You don't get to come in my door and then sit here and give me a 3 or 4 minute pitch. When I throw your business plan in the trash can, it's done.
It's done.
Right? You can't come back 2 weeks later and go, I fixed it. It's over. I've changed it. No, it's like next, right? So that's kind of what we want to do, is we want to prepare entrepreneurs so when they do have the luxury and that opportunity to actually pitch a check writer, somebody who actually writes checks, actually makes investments, that they don't literally barf on themselves, and the words that are coming out of their mouth are the language that particular investor needs and wants to hear. And then you kind of move into what you were saying, Terry, going, okay, now it's the messaging, right?
Yes.
And it's what's in it for them. And it's like, what do investors want? They want to know about their preservation of capital and the return on capital, period.
Yep.
Right? And so when I say entrepreneurs talk too much, they're just blabbing about their baby and how their baby was born and where their baby's going and how their baby's growing up and how everyone loves their baby. And I don't really care about the baby, right? I want to know how you're going to make that baby make me money and how you're going to protect my investment from losing it all.
Absolutely right. Catherine has a comment here. Marketing is just about building relationships and being relentlessly helpful. So I'm a big believer that we're not selling, we're not pitching, we're facilitating the buying process. And it's all about what's going to happen with you and your investment and the long term and the payoffs and the ROI and all of those kinds of things. And so you're helping people buy. You're not just what you're describing, Greg, is like spray and pray. And I always talk about spray and pray is over, and now it's rifle and not shotgun. And it totally starts with the who they are, what they want, what they need, how they want to see your proposal, your pitch, your business plan. What's in it for them completely. I'm amazed that, maybe this is a self-fulfilling thing, right? Where you do spray and pray, throw a whole bunch of spaghetti, meetings, failure, but they never change their behavior and go, wait a second, what can we do differently when we meet with our 17th group of potential investors that we didn't do the first 16 times? They don't learn.
Yeah, very, very good points. Wow, this is great. And for those of you watching, this is one you might want to stop. If you're watching this on the recording, stop, go back and take some notes on this. This is good education. You're getting a part of what you get places like this. David Newman, we're really glad you could join us. Thank you. And if people want to get in touch with you, give you a chance for a shameless plug, what's the best way for them to reach you, David?
All the good stuff is out there at doitmarketing.com. The book, Do It Marketing, is there, but all kinds of free resources and goodies at doitmarketing.com. Thank you, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys.
David.
Thanks, David.
All right. Bye-bye.
Yeah, Greg, you make some really good points there. And I love the comments we're getting here on the side. Catherine Klang saying great salespeople understand that it is all, in caps, all about helping people get the feeling they desire. Boy, that is right on target. And I think so important there. We've got something here. Let's see. I think Gina might have put this up here. Gina Carr, the Pitch Tank by Angel Investors. I'm going to click on this so we can view that and see if it came in there. No, it didn't quite work. Well, never mind. We can do that, but we'll open it up. We do have a seat open now for anyone that wants to join us and wants to ask a question or make a comment, a short question, a short comment, and we can do that. It's one of the things, just as I kind of step back, Greg, you and I have worked with technology a lot, working with tools like Skype and Google Hangouts, Webinar Jam, and others that are tools. This is one that I think has a real distinct niche. It has a real good market opportunity to bring in people casually from literally all over the world. It, of course, can be recorded, placed up on YouTube, and then we're able to see what it's like. And also, as you're making some comments, you can see, do people really like this? If they like it, then they have the opportunity to click there in the lower right corner and go, yes, we really like that. And it's a way for people anonymously to do that. You don't know who's done it afterwards. Of course, you'll see some of the icons, but you get a chance to really see what's going on. I think we're doing really well with this. What do you think, Greg?
Yeah, no, it's very cool. And I see Rhapsody Roselit asked, so what's the best route for startups that are small?
They're small.
And you know
business.
what?
Yeah, the next word.
Yeah, their startups are small. They need to get started. So what we created is we created a membership site, and it's ain.angelnetwork.com. But it's a membership site. In our membership site, I've created educational content, the 7 Secrets to Raising Capital, Angel Money Boot Camp. It includes everything from crowdfunding to valuation strategies. We have a document library with sample templates, sample business plans, sample term sheets, sample offering documents. We have lists of angels, investors and groups and venture capitalists to help you save the time to go find that research on your internet, and just in marketing advice. And so the idea is that we want to be able to get people in there first. That's a great place to start, because once you start in there and you show the initiative to learn yourself and get this knowledge yourself, then you can step up your game to hire a coach and hire a mentor. And I'm one of these guys that I will constantly say this, right? I don't care what business you're in. I don't care what you're doing. I'm one of these guys that believes that you invest in wisdom. You invest in going to events. And I like the membership site, and that's good stuff, and it's inexpensive and that kind of stuff. But I like going to events.
You're talking about a physical event that you go to.
Yeah, physical events, whether it's the PitchTank or Angel Money Marketing Live, or I'm going to an event in Texas with Brian Tracy and some other people.
Yeah, and FreedomFest. Don't forget FreedomFest.
Yeah, no, FreedomFest. You put yourself in a position to grow, to learn, and to make relationships with people that you wouldn't do. And again, it's that age-old saying, you're going to become the 5 people that you hang around with and the books that you read type thing, right? Mm-hmm. So if you don't invest your time and your money into going to events and doing this stuff, you're giving you're handicapping yourself.
Absolutely. And I think it's so important to do.
Hiring wisdom and coaches. It's like, I get paid really well for what I do, but I save people tens of thousands, sometimes millions of dollars on their valuation, on their structure, on their strategies. And I save them time because I've been there. I've done that. I've been involved in thousands of companies, hundreds of millions of dollars of financings. And when you invest in somebody's wisdom to help you with that, what is that time worth? Like, what is that 6 months of not getting anywhere worth? What is it costing you to be in the same place 6 months from now that you are today?
Very good.
Now you have to answer that question. Does that cost you 30 grand? Does it cost you $5,000 a month? Does it cost 10 grand a month? Or is it costing you $100,000, or is it costing you your dream altogether? So you really got to put a plan into place and go, who do I want to hire? Who do I want to invest in to help me grow and get me where I want to go faster?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's very important. I think of the quote that I like to use from Benjamin Franklin when he said, pour the coins of your purse into your mind, and your mind will overflow your purse with coins. And you think that's what we've got to do. Many people sit back and they cross their arms and say, well, I want to achieve this, I want that, but they're not willing to put in what I call TME, the time, the money, and the energy. And being able to do those, we can get a lot there. And let's see, we've got a situation here. I'm just looking at the logistics. I love playing with the logistics on this as well, because we get
Terry wants you to make, or Gina wants you to make you a host, which I don't know how to do.
There we are, and we just did. So now she is a.
And I like what you just said, right? And it's like, I saw this rant the other day on YouTube of this 14-year-old kid talking about, it ain't easy. You got to work hard. If you don't want to work hard, you can't do it. And you're not going to get anywhere in life if you don't work. You got to put in the work. You got to work hard. And he literally went on for like 7 minutes, giving all these examples, doing all this kind of stuff. 14-year-old kid. And I'm like, that's it, right? It's not easy, right? It is work. And you got to do it. And again, without the wisdom and the coaching and the mentorship, you're going to find yourself working the equivalent of 3 jobs a day. And you're thinking you wish you had your old job back.
Yeah.
Right. So, but it is rewarding, right, to be self-employed and to put your dreams into action. But it's work and it's hard. So you got to do everything you can to have the edge, and you got to learn to say no. You got to say no to a lot of stuff.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the most critical. Warren Buffett talks about that. He says the real key is saying no more often than you're saying yes, a whole lot more. And I think we've got to look at, yes, you got to work hard, but also I'm going to put an exclamation mark behind what you said, Greg, getting the right people, getting the coaches that can help you. It could take this much time, or matter of fact, maybe this much time. Notice my hands are off the screen. You can't see them that much time. But if you can get the right coaches, you get the right people, read the right books, go to the right conferences, be around people that are successful, they're smart, willing to help you, and you be willing to put in your time, your money, part with the coins that you have in your purse, and your energy. Put in the extra effort. Then you start seeing it come back. And that's one of the things I love about what I call an intellectual university, a FreedomFest, that is training on money. Yes, we cover politics, we cover the idea of philosophy, but writing, nutrition, health, a whole variety of topics. And it's like you're there just for a moment in life to be able to learn and grow from a lot of different people. And so that will be really important. Well, let's see, do we have anyone else? Let's see, Catherine Klang, you've been making several comments. We really appreciate those. Those are very good. If you want to join us here on screen, you're welcome to do that also, but we will appreciate that. And we've got the Talkinator there. Wonderful to have all 103 people that have been able to join us kind of coming in and going out here on the Blab. Greg, as we kind of start winding things down a little bit now, let me have you get out your, reach under the desk there. I think you've got under your desk there your crystal ball, and get that, rub it off real well, and kind of tell us where you see entrepreneurship going and some opportunities for the future. If someone says, okay, I'm thinking about getting into a business, what areas do you see particularly helpful, and what skills do you think will be most important as we look toward, let's say really long term, like 12 months from now?
Well, no, that's good. And so, again, that's the Saving America One Crowd at a Time. So my book is called Saving America One Crowd at a Time. It's about crowdfunding. It's about raising money. It's about mindset. And by the way, I've got an offer going right now at savingamericaonecrowdatatime.com. You can get a free copy. Just pay shipping and handling, and I'll put it in the mail to you.
Yeah, thank you.
And again,
for sharing that with us.
To answer that question, too, is marketing is a skill set you got to have. Tech, you got to understand how to run a computer. You got to understand how to get online. You got to understand how to leverage, especially about bootstrapping mindset, right? You got to be able to leverage this technology. This is free, right? We are live TV. We have our own TV show. We're live streaming. This can be available to thousands of people over the next couple of days, and it doesn't cost us a dime. Yeah. So you think about that, and it's like, wow, that's amazing. So you have to understand tech. And you really got to put yourself in a position to network with people and it's relationships. And, I did a webinar with Kevin Harrington a couple of days ago, and he ended the webinar. He says, your net worth is going to be directly correlated to your network. So your net worth, how much money you're worth is going to be directly correlated to your network, how many people you know. And it's like, that old saying, it's not who knows you. It's not who you know, it's who knows you, right? So you got to put yourself in a position, you got to give first, right? Yeah. I always tell people when you go out and go, how can I help you? How can I help you? And serve people and give people examples and show them this kind of stuff. That will help you get out there and get stuff done. And, you've heard so many stories of entrepreneurs doing that, where they go and work for somebody for free, just so they can get those relationships and get that knowledge, and they take their dream to whole different levels. Yeah. So, I think those are great skill sets. And again, from a technology standpoint, things are moving so fast. And let me put something in perspective. This thing right here, right? Yeah. Our little personal computer, right? Yep. I was doing a deal in 1992, and we were dealing with the San Diego Supercomputer Center, and these computers were almost the size of a third of a football field. They're humongous. This phone is more powerful than those, right? And this thing is making physical things disappear, right? I used to need a flashlight, don't need a flashlight, right? You start to think of all the things that were physical that are on this phone that I don't need physical anymore. Yep. I used to need I could just go on and on, but this stuff is replacing. So you have to think outside the box. You have to really think about where are we going, not where we've been. Where are things going? Stay up on your education, and again that whole attitude. I think you agree with this, Terry. If you're not growing and learning every day, you're dying. And if you're dying, you're going backwards. So.
Exactly. Very, very important. And by the way, Gina has put up on the screen, we see a pitch tank. And Gina, you might if you can make that pitch tank itself, it's in the upper left corner, that a little bit larger, that'd be good. But that's for the pitch tank. Greg, could you say a few words about that and the people that we see? Can you see that on your screen, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go ahead. Tell us a little bit about that. The people that are there, kind of reiterate that before we say goodbye to everyone.
Okay, so again, for those who just joined us, didn't get in, the Pitch Tank is going to be live at FreedomFest 2016 in Las Vegas, July 13th to the 16th. It's a chance for an entrepreneur seeking investment capital, seeking growth, seeking joint ventures, chance to win $25,000 in grand prizes and being exposed to 1,000 investors. That's me on the far left, pointing up at the Pitch Tank.
Yeah.
My name is Greg Ryder.
Greg, we can say, Gina, could you click on that button in the green button in the upper left corner? That might make that full screen there for us. We're seeing that comment in there from Ian coming through, and someone commented about all the icons that are there. Quite a few.
Yeah, we can see your desktop, Gina.
Yeah, we can see your desktop. There's a lot of icons out there.
Go full screen with the browser.
Yeah, but go ahead. I'm sorry, Greg. I just want to make sure we see if we can expand it. There we go.
So then from moving left to right, we have Kevin Harrington, one of the original sharks from Shark Tank, the inventor of the infomercial, and also as seen on TV. He'll be on the panel. He'll be at the event. He'll be with us. He's one of my business partners and one of our investors. And then to his right is Steve, or the next one over is Steve Forbes of Forbes magazine and former presidential candidate. And he'll be a staple and be walking around. You'll be able to meet Steve at the event. You don't want to miss it. And John Mackey is the next one. He's one of the founders and co-founders of Whole Foods. He'll be on our panel and giving advice and wisdom. Then we got Bernd Ullman, and Bernd Ullman's starbranding.com, one of the biggest apparel icons on the planet. He actually literally did the biggest apparel deal ever, which is like a $3.5 billion deal with Kohl's and Jennifer Lopez. Amazing guy that's going to be on the panel. And then our mystery judge is going to be a female to represent the female and the women out there. And we hope to have, I can't tell you who that is yet because they're not 100% confirmed, but our goal is to get a very, very powerful woman to represent women and the women's voice out there. And we're
put in a vote for Ayn Rand. If we could bring her back, we put her in there.
And so you can go to thepitchtank.com and you can apply as an entrepreneur. And there's the application process. We're looking for entrepreneurs that have a real business, that are worthy of money, that are worthy of getting investors, and that you're either prepared to take investors now or you will be by the time the event happens, because we don't want you to come to the event and have investors going, I love this deal, I want to invest, and you're not ready. So you might have some legal work, you might need this, and we can help with all that. We can point you to investors and that kind of stuff. There's a $3,000 investment for you to go as an entrepreneur. You'll get an exhibitor table for that. You'll get your tickets to the event for that. And then 20 people get to go, 5 people get on stage. And for the whole entire 3 days of the event, as well as, there's a setup day earlier, you'll be talking and networking with investors the whole time.
Yeah, and think about the amount of time and money you will save and the knowledge you get that can literally turn into millions of dollars as a possibility. Of course, we can't guarantee that, but I can guarantee you're going to get a lot of good information, and will be a lot of very good things there. Well, I think we've got a great group here. We have 17 people here, 107 that have been around, and some great comments. Thank you so much for the comments. Those of you that have been contributing that, we really appreciate it. That will be available for those of you that are watching this on recording. You'll be able to respond to people, and be sure to get in touch with Greg. Here's a guy that has opened up his mind to help us and to do many different options to learn about business and to really make it happen. I'm going to ask Gina if she has any closing remarks. She's been our engineer there behind in the background, taking care of things. If I can mention a couple of things, she is an engineer, a real one, from Georgia Tech, industrial engineering, the #1 school in the world on industrial engineering. She's there, but I'm going to have to share, Gina, if you don't mind, a kind of sad thing that even though she's from Atlanta, and could have gone to school where I did for her MBA, she did not. I went for my MBA in Georgia State there in Atlanta, a fine school. Gina, didn't get there. Not everybody can get into Georgia State. She had to settle for a little school up north called, what was the name of that? Harvard. Yeah, Harvard. And she had to get her MBA at Harvard instead of Georgia State. But that's okay. I'm still glad to have her aboard here with us.
Well,
but Gina, any comments that you might have?
Thank you, guys. It's been so wonderful learning from Greg, learning from Terry, learning from David, and just so much great information here. And we had someone earlier, I can't remember his name right now, the coach, Frank Frank the coach.
Yes, Frank.
Yeah, he had some great tips for us too. So you guys,
Thanks, Frank
fantastic.
Clark.
Freedom Fest is going to be great. I'm working with the team. We're actively recruiting great speakers. We just had a confirmation from Libertarian presidential candidate Gary Johnson. We have some other big names that are in the works. Of course, George Foreman is going to be our keynote opening speaker, and lots of great stuff. Just hop on over to freedomfest.com, check it out. And rates are going up on Monday, so be sure to make your reservations today so you'll lock that in. And I've gone several times. Terry's gone many, many times. Greg has as well. It's a fantastic event, and we just look forward to seeing you there.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, Greg, before we send you off on your way to go help more people make more money, any final words on entrepreneurship, on opportunities today, on what's going on with Freedom Fest and your involvement? Anything, the floor is yours.
Well, what I would say, and I like to remind people of this: if you're watching this and you're an entrepreneur and you're seeking investment capital, you're seeking relationships, you're seeking joint ventures, you're seeking things, manufacturing, prototyping, you need to double your revenues, you need help with marketing, and there's something you're going, oh, I want to go to this event. If you're feeling that, go to freedomfest.com, sign up, go to the PitchTank, get your ticket, go. If you want to check out one of our events, you can go to angelnetwork.com, Angel Money Market Life. If that little voice is kind of hinting to you and that intuition is talking to you, that's your sign to get off your you know what and get it done and take action. So just do it. And you can never go wrong with the attitude of, I'm going to go to an event, I'm going to meet some new people. When you've got George Foreman and you got Kevin Harrington's going to be speaking. We're having lunches with him. You got Steve Forbes. He'll be hanging around the whole time. These guys aren't like flying in and leaving, right? They're hanging around. And I met Steve Forbes 5 years ago, 2010, and now he's on my panel for my company in front of 2,500 people, right?
Very nice.
Relationships, and then where did I meet him? Freedom Fest, right?
Yep.
So it didn't happen overnight, but relationships can change your life. And I can promise you this event is going to change Angel Investors Network and my profile and our profile probably threefold or fourfold or fivefold within the next 6 to 8 months because of the credibility that we get by having guys like that on stage, work with us to do what we're doing. So if you're hearing that little voice, do it. But until then, you have to do what I do. And you have to wake up every day with an attitude of gratitude and then tell somebody you love them. And you're going to have a better day. So this is Greg saying thank you, everybody.
Greg, thank you so much for being with us. Gina, any final words that you have before I say goodbye to everyone?
Nope. Just thank you guys so much for being here. We really, really appreciate it. Tell your friends. We're going to be back next week with Jeffrey Tucker. He's a libertarian favorite, Liberty Lovers favorite. Let me put the link in down there. Of course, you can always go to blab.im/thefreedomfest to see the latest shows, watch replays. But the link for that is bit.ly/FFTV04. And that will be Jeffrey Tucker. So you guys pop on over. Go ahead and subscribe to that. We'll be here next Wednesday. That's May 4th at 2 p.m. Eastern. And I hope to see you back.
Very good, Gina. Thank you. And for those of you joining us, whether you're joining us live right now or via recording, you are in for a real treat. There are a lot of good things waiting at Freedom Fest, and we've got Freedom Fest TV now, a new innovative idea, so that you get a chance to have touch points and learn and gain great knowledge like we did today with Greg Ryder. Learn about how to seriously grow your business and learn from others. This is not just a one-time static event, only one time. It's part of that. It's a great event, and you want to be involved in that event and be with us. If you have questions, we'll look forward to hearing from you, and we look forward to seeing you in future Freedom Fest TV events as we go. On behalf of Freedom Fest TV, I'm Terry Brock. Thank you very much for joining us today.